Hello Virgo, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Jen with Bohemian Path Tarot, and it is time for September readings. I've got the Curious Travels Tarot here, and I've also got a rune deck and the Moonology Oracle deck. As always, these are general readings for a general Virgo audience, so please take what resonates with you and just leave the rest for another Virgo. And I invite you to check out the readings for all of your major astrological placements. So your sun sign, your rising sign, and your moon sign. Sometimes one or the other is really resonant. Sometimes, it's a mishmash. They all have a little something for you. I'm going to pull a rune card for you now. Grotto. Okay. Nice. And finally, ooh. Okay. Yes, 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 yes. Wow, okay. So starting with the rune card, this is all about travel. Grotto. Let's see. So there's a piece here about journey. This is kind of like the wheel. This rune is kind of like the wheel. So there's a piece here that's kind of like about the journey, but it's also sort of about cycles or seasons. So it kind of makes sense that it comes up in September. September is a time for a lot of us when it's about new beginnings. One of my jobs, I have a day job at a school. So for me, school, the school year is very cyclical, and of course September's this time of year. We have very much a very strong sense of new beginnings, of newness, of change. There can be the sense of a harvest at this time of year for some folks. So take it how, cycles, seasons, change, journeys resonate for you. But what we're seeing here in your tarot is we've got two aces, which are very much about new beginnings. And we also have the world, which is also very much about a new beginning. It's about the end of a cycle and the birth of a new cycle. And the Three of Pentacles, the Three of Swords can also, let's see, can we get that more in focus? Sort of. The Three of Swords can also be about endings. The Knight of Swords can very much be about sudden change, and the Ten of Pentacles can also be very much about endings and new beginnings and looking at your legacy. So we see, and here in your Moonology card, Virgo, we have expect powerful change. It's the new moon eclipse card. And of course, for many Virgos, certainly Virgo suns, it's birthday season. So it's the end of an old year, the beginning of a new year. So we are seeing a lot about new beginnings, new cycles, starting something new, sudden change, new beginning. New opportunities, new starts, fresh starts. So let's break this all down. Probably the most important card in the, on the table here is the World. When I used to do parties and readings in person, I'm not doing them at the moment, but when I used to do like parties and like baby showers, the World card would always come up for mothers or mothers to be. It's a card that's sort of symbolizes that very moment when you're about to experience an incredible positive shift in your life, like the shift from being a single person, only in charge of yourself, to that major role change when you become a mother. When you go from only being in charge of yourself, your own silly self in the world, to that really important role of taking care of a helpless human being, small, defenseless, needs to be fed, needs to be nurtured, needs to be, taken care of in the most intimate way, right? That's a significant role shift in your life. This can also come up like when you graduate and now you go from being someone who's just kind of going along with whatever your parents tell you to do, to like going off in the world and fending for yourself. There are times in our lives when we just have these significant milestones, and who we are in the world now completely changes. And I don't want to belabor this too much. You get the idea. It doesn't necessarily mean that every Virgo reading or every Virgo watching this video is becoming a mother or is retiring. It could be a schedule change. Like it could be the sort of thing where you tell your boss, you know what, I need to go from full-time to part-time because I just need to be more available for my kids, or vice versa. Now we see this World card paired with the Hanged Man, and although we don't really see it in this artwork, this is an especially traumatic version of the Hanged Man, but a lot of times the artwork on the Hanged One, we see someone who is having an epiphany, who is suddenly having a realization. And what typically comes with the Hanged One is this vantage point from being upside down, or the gymnastics here, has allowed the character in this card to have a realization or an epiphany or a new understanding about their life, or a new understanding about a situation that allows them to make a decision or to make a change or to approach something in a different way, in a new way. And so the kind of implication here is that an idea, an epiphany, a new realization will free you or allow you to make a change or a shift that requires you to change something in your life. Maybe your work hours, maybe require you to go back to school for a career change, or maybe leave a living situation that you just accept is not healthy, or something like that causes a major change. And maybe it's even just a birthday and accepting, because sometimes we hit that with our birthdays, right? I had wanted X, Y, and Z by this birthday and it hasn't happened. So you know what? Maybe I'll try this other path, or something along those lines. So we see you here at the beginning of September with some sort of epiphany or realization or acceptance of something that requires a shift or a change that is going to require something new from you, something different from you. And here we go. The Knight of Swords is that character that, all of a sudden he packs up your desk at work, or he packs up your belongings. This is you, I mean. You needing to make that swift change. You ready to make that swift decision to write the resignation letter, or tell your partner that you just can't go on like this. Or it could be something positive, like, you know what, I need to go back to school. I want to finish my degree, or whatever it is. You'll know what's right for you, of course. And it has something to do with your legacy. The Ten of Pentacles is a card that is often tied to your sense of stability, security. For many people, that's family. So there could be some piece here where maybe you decide to take over the family restaurant from your parents because it's time for them to, actually retire. Or it could be the sort of thing where you realize, depending on where you are in your life, it could be the thing where you decide, it's time for me to have a family now. And if I'm with a partner who's not ready to have a family, I need to make other decisions. Or, and maybe your partner is ready and you're ready together. Something along those lines. It could be the sort of thing where you decide that the working in an office is no longer right for you, and you want to go back to school to work in the education field or something. There's a million ways this could play out for you. But for a lot of folks, it's the ending of one cycle and the beginning of a new cycle in terms of your stability and security. And it's often tied to your family, your sense of security, your legacy. So decisions are made, and, with that in mind. And there could be some swift changes, going back to school, changing your living situation, something along those lines. It'll be different for different Virgos. All right. The next column we have here is the Three of Pentacles, which often comes with some sort of recognition in the work environment. For those of you who work a 9 to 5 or have some sort of, are on a career path, there could be some recognition here, some sort of like a monthly employee of the month sort of thing, or you could get a raise, new duties or titles, something along those lines. There could be a new opportunity in the place where you work. You could be given new responsibilities, but usually it's some sort of positive recognition. If you're not like in a traditional 9 to 5 type situation, if you're, say, a student, this could be getting on the dean's list, or being asked to be a teacher's assistant, or some kind of recognition in that way. If you're retired, there could be an opportunity to share your skills or speak with like a local Rotary Club, or with your local school. Someone could ask you to volunteer or something along those lines. Or it could also be in a related field, or even something like a book club, or the neighborhood fair, or maybe a community theater needs a director or something like that. It's some sort of recognition for some talent that you have. Okay, that's paired with the Ace of Swords, which is a new beginning in terms of some sort of writing or communication endeavor. This can be social media, branding. If it makes sense for you, there could be a job, a writing job, a social media job, a job with a social media component or writing component. It could just be something philosophical or something legal, something to do with contracts. And because it's paired here with the Three of Pentacles, this new opportunity could be tied to this recognition somehow. Now finally, we have the Three of Swords and the Ace of Pentacles. As I hinted at earlier, the Three of Pentacles can be a disappointment or an ending. This could be in a personal relationship. This could be a job or an interview for a job that doesn't work out. You know, like if you threw your hat in the ring for something at work and you don't get it, it could be, you know, the disappointment you feel for something like that. But interestingly, something else comes out of that. The Ace of Pentacles is a new opportunity. So it could be that something that you didn't get opens the door or allows you the free time or sparks your interest in building a skill in a related area or field. So again, for those of you who are you know, in like sort of a 9-to-5 job, this could be something at work that, you know, another related opportunity opens up, or a chance to do some training for a new role comes up. This could be something that your job actually gives you the training for. Like, as an example, this actually happened to me one time. I got my notary public training paid for by my job, just because I seem to be the only person kind of interested in doing it. And then I'm able to do that piece like on the side. Like I can earn money on the side outside of my day job doing notary public stuff. So that could be a thing. You could get some kind of training or education in something that, you know, works for you. So there could be something else that, because you didn't get one thing, you can do this other thing or get an education in something else. So there's this feeling here in the second part of September about maybe some new education or educational piece, or going back to school, or getting educated for your job or something like that. So that's going to be different for different Virgos. But even if you do experience a brief loss, there's also a recognition, or, you know, a validation of your skills. And there are opportunities that come along. So as you're moving through this kind of cycle or new season of, you know, kind of endings and new beginnings, there are some moments of both validation and maybe some trial and error as you find some kind of new opportunities, and expect powerful change. So that's what I've got for you for September, Virgo. It looks powerful. It looks exciting, and I hope this was helpful. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you enjoyed this reading, I invite you to leave a like, comment, share, subscribe. In any case, please take good care of yourself. Until next time, bye for now.